What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Sportorium podcast. We are continuing our off-season breakdowns.
Are going to have on the same clothes, just saying.
Yeah. We didn't record this back-to-back.
No, we did not.
No. But, yeah. Today, we're going to go over the NFC South. And we are going to start it off with the Falcons.
Okay.
So, this was... They already have so much money.
Oh, my God. $66 million I saw.
Yeah. That's what they have right now. My one cut that was a must cut already happened, which is Marcus Mariota.
Oh,
they saved
trash.
Yeah, they saved $12 million.
Mm-hmm.
They have so much money right now. So, I mean, there's not
saw
many.
That they could cut Casey Hayward and Cordero Patterson and save another $9 million.
Yeah, so Cordero Patterson, you cut him, and you would save 1.7, which is not a lot.
No, not at all. But
Casey Hayward, $5 million though.
Yeah,
so I like that. That was one that I wanted to point out. Casey Hayward, getting old.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Not good.
But I mean, he's a 34-year-old corner. They're never good.
Yeah.
Ever. So yeah. I mean, you could move on from Cordell Patterson, but the thing is with that, like, you don't need to. Like, you have $61 million. You could get up to like 66. Maybe restructure guys. You don't really need to. You could extend Chris Lindstrom and clear out some money, but they just have so much money that you don't really need to move off of guys, you know?
I mean, the guys that are still making a lot, the two biggest contracts are Jake Matthews and Grady Jarrett. So even if you do restructure, which more money is always better, Grady Jarrett would save you, 10? And Jake Matthews, 11? That is still door wide open. Come here, Lamar.
Yeah.
It makes so much sense.
Falcons, the one thing they need to do is just go all out. Give up absolutely everything you need to. Throw all of the money in the world at him.
Yep, 100%.
They haven't had Matt Ryan, who won an MVP, but obviously they couldn't get it done. 28-3. Hilarious. But they have a need. All right? Desmond Ridder is not your guy. I don't care. Go throw literally everything at Lamar. Say, come here. You're closer to home. We'll give you infinite money. We have one of the best running games in the league. Come here.
I want to see him go there. I feel like this is a bit like perfect spot.
The NFC needs good quarterbacks. We got to stop with stacking the AFC with these amazing QBs.
And you also look at like that division, like
wide open.
Getting Lamar, it's like you're basically the favorite for that
100% right away.
The
only thing that they're screwed on is wide receiver.
Yeah.
I mean Drake London's pretty good.
That's it.
Also, you have to take into account Kyle Pitts. But
yeah,
other than that,
they actually use him properly.
They never will.
No.
But
with Lamar.
Yeah, but Lamar, you basically have to change your whole offense anyway. So,
and he loves tight ends.
Yeah, exactly.
Or is it just the system? Does a coach love tight ends? Because him and Mark Andrews have that connection. Him and Kyle Pitts with that connection
that'd be
awesome.
insane.
Fresh young legs.
Yeah,
more athletic Kyle Pitts. Yeah.
Kyle Pitts has the tools to be the best tight end in the league.
Yeah.
He just needs the quarterback and the system to do so.
Yeah, the coach.
Yeah, when Kelsey retires, though.
Yeah, when Kelsey retires. Yeah, some guys that they could bring back. You could bring back Caleb McGarry, who's pretty good. I mean, he's going to be pretty expensive, probably like 16, 17 mil.
They have so much money. They have to go
so
all out for everything they need. Yeah. They can get it done in like 2 years if they're smart.
They have like a good enough roster to compete for the division right now. They almost could have won the division this year.
Yeah,
there was just that division just so bad. It was infuriating. They have could be the 8th. Now the Panthers have the 9.
Yeah, they have the 8th. Yeah, so like you could get another stud. Like,
yeah. I mean, they could always get a quarterback at 8 too. If you don't end up,
you have to end up with Lamar. You have to. There's no other way.
The only way that it wouldn't is if I think Lamar wants to stay in Baltimore though. So if I'm Lamar, I don't want to. That is true. If it doesn't work out, like it's the perfect spot for Lamar.
I don't even know why he would want to stay there, honestly.
Yeah, they haven't done a lot to like support him.
Yeah, they don't.
Their receivers are still crap. Like
you saw like that thing. I don't know who said it. Like someone in like the front office or whatever. Like roasted the receivers.
Yeah. The GM. It was literally Eric DaCosta. It was the GM, and he's
I saw like Bateman responded.
Yeah, and he was calling him out. And then Mike Davis tweets back at them, and he's like, I don't want to be that guy, but Bateman is 100% right. And Hollywood Brown said something along the lines of him being right as well. So clearly there's something going on there. And Lamar gets blamed for everything.
Yeah.
I think Lamar is a top 5, top 3 talent at quarterback, almost undeniable.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he hasn't been put in fantastic spots at times.
And he doesn't have a running game either.
It's him.
It's all him. It's him and Mark Andrews, and that's it.
Yeah.
Done.
Dobbins is good, but
Dobbins just like he came off that leg injury.
He looked good at the end of the year last year.
Yeah, in the beginning when he first came back, he was like so slow.
Yeah. Well, you know what it was actually? He felt weird. Like the doctors cleared him and everything, but he felt like he wasn't 100%. So they did another procedure on his knee and they cleaned something up. And then at the end, that's why he was like so much better. He actually looked like so explosive.
Yeah, he's good.
And it also, him wearing 27 is just so weird to me. Every single time he walks on the field. Exactly. I'm like, dude, he's back.
Body type's the same too.
Yeah. Just like short, stocky dudes.
Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't. I'm not even gonna make the joke. Right. Oh, yeah, forget it. But yeah, going back to the Falcons, Isaiah Oliver looks solid at corner. He's gonna be pretty cheap. Bring him back. Rashaan Evans, good linebacker. Bring him back. But yeah, so what they need to target in free agency, need a receiver. You could go for like the higher end, get like a Jacoby Myers. It's disgusting that I have to say higher end Jacoby Myers because this is terrible.
It's gross. It really is.
I think Jacoby Myers is a stud, but him being so the high end, not good.
No, not good at all.
But I would like to see Jacoby Myers there. That'd be a pretty good addition. So they have Jalen Mayfield, who really hasn't stuck anywhere. He's played at tackle. He's played at guard. He just hasn't stuck there. So, you know what? Go get some interior line help. Obviously, you have Jake Matthews at left tackle. You can't really move on from him. So he's locked down. You want to get Caleb McGarry back? Sure. But they need O-line help pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like Matt Hennessy at center. Okay. You're just
getting Lamar makes so much more sense because he can scramble.
Yeah.
Need that.
They need to just literally, if they don't get Lamar, their offseason is a fail in my eyes.
And it's so hard to get him too.
Yeah, because
they're all up to Baltimore. Like, you don't know.
Yeah. So who knows? But I think that, I mean, the Deshaun Watson thing really screwed up the whole quarterback market.
Everything. But
the Falcons were right there. You saw when he posted the picture of the Browns jerseys, there was like in the corner or something, or maybe it was a separate picture. He had a Falcons jersey with Watson. Yeah. They were in to the last step. So they know that if there's an elite quarterback on the market who you are going to have to guarantee all this money to and trade all these assets, they're going to do it.
Yep.
So
agreed. Guess we'll see.
They'll be laughing though if they get Lamar over Watson.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. That's a whole nother thing too. Like, what if Watson's like bad again this year?
That
man,
absolutely screw the Browns.
I can't wait till we get to that division.
Yeah, that also is like really. If he is bad, that's really bad for like the quarterback market. I mean, either way, it's bad for the quarterback market.
Yeah,
like,
because it's never going to go down again. It's only going to go up.
Joe Burrow going to get?
Oh my lord!
It's going to probably come this offseason. It's going to be Burrow, Hurts, and Herbert that are probably going to get extensions this year.
Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. No, he's so bad. He's so bad. I hope the Giants sign him because I hate them.
So yeah, if you miss out on Lamar, you could get a nice veteran quarterback for cheap. You want to bring in Sam. Draft? I mean, they don't really need to if they think that Desmond Ritter's the guy. I personally don't.
Then who do you draft? Like, what are they
position wise?
Like
position wise, I mean, at 8, there's not a receiver that you should take. You can hopefully a good edge rusher. They definitely need edge help, regardless.
I mean, you got to build
their
your
whole
team. I think trade back.
Kind of just all over the place. I feel like.
Yeah,
like they have like a few guys, but like overall as a defense, they were horrendous this year.
Yeah, they always are. Like obviously AJ Terrell is very good.
Yeah, he's a stud.
Grady Jarrett's been pretty good for a long time. Richie Grant looked pretty good at safety. Like they do have some younger guys that are solid pieces, but other than that, like you could literally upgrade at every position on defense.
Yeah.
So there's so many ways that they could go. I mean, they could trade up and if they like a quarterback, go ahead, get him. If you don't get Lamar, of course.
Yeah.
Because you can't just Desmond Ridder was not a high draft pick. He's 3rd round. So
he was that late? I don't remember that.
Yeah, he was the one of the first picks in the 3rd round. He was the 2nd quarterback drafted.
Oh wow.
But yeah, it's not like you spent like this pick that's like so high and you need for him to work out. Like let's bring up the Jets and Zach Wilson. Obviously, a second second overall pick. You kind of like you can move on from him, but you spent a 2nd overall pick.
Yeah, this point you might as well just ride it out like another year or two.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with the Falcons, you don't need to do that. It was a 3rd rounder. If he works out, great. Whatever. He didn't really look that great this year. Like he had some good moments, but I mean, he didn't look like a real difference maker. So if you could go and get, I mean, even if Anthony Richardson falls to them, fine. But if you like a guy, go get him.
Yeah, for real.
So we're going to repeat this about 40 times this episode, but this division is so wide open that you need to go and just get your guys now because it is a easy ticket into playoffs, and that's all you need.
You get Lamar, you're like probably 4 or 5 years in a row at least, like winning that division.
Yeah.
Like all those other teams, like obviously we're going to talk about it, like the Bucs, like they're basically like nothing now without
when we talk to it about it, it's bad for the Bucs. It's really bad.
And then you have the Panthers have basically nothing.
Yeah. Like, and the Saints are always just in cap hell.
If Brian Burns, like and then the Saints, it's just like I don't even know. I don't know how they weren't better last year.
Anything else about the Falcons, or we're getting into the Saints right now?
Jesse Bates, I think, is a Falcon. I think it makes too much sense. A lot of money, good scheme fit. I think, like we said with other things, that he's already there. Yeah, Falcons, you need some help. Go get Lamar.
Yeah.
Now we're getting into the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
So starting off right now, they
have Sam Darnold. They're great.
Actually, he's a free agent.
Yep, he's never getting. He'll be a backup somewhere.
I think that they should honestly probably give him another contract.
Ew, he was terrible.
He was better than all of their other options.
Baker? No.
Baker sucked, obviously. PJ Walker like does this thing where
wasn't that
he's good for 2 games and you're like, wow, this dude, that's why he was in the XFL.
Yeah.
But I mean, Sam Darnold did not look terrible last year.
He was effing awful.
No, he was not. What games were you watching?
Flashbacks when he was on the Jets. Flashbacks. I want to vomit.
I'm saying like bring him back on like I don't know, like $5 million a year or something. Like a very cheap
a year down.
Maybe. Honestly, if you can.
That's probably wishing to get like $20 million this year.
Yeah, he's making a lot. So I mean, there's a lot of rumors of him getting traded. Yeah. I'm not trading him if I'm in charge of this team.
Not at all.
Absolutely not. I wouldn't. Especially like, and we're gonna say it again and again. The division is wide open. They already traded their best player. Don't trade your second best player. Well, also Brian Burns rumors. Absolutely not.
He's getting absolutely $60 million.
Yeah, can't trade him. You could extend him. I think that's a great idea, actually.
Yeah.
You could restructure DJ Moore. You could save like $12 million. I'd say you have to because you're not in the best situation right now.
Well, they're minus $4 million, I see.
Minus 5.6.
And their rookies are going to be 11 million.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to. DJ Moore.
Yeah, you can restructure Taylor Moton, save 6.6.
Okay.
So that's helping you. They could also move on from Damon Wilson. Sucks. 3.6 mil. Pat Elflein. Sure. He's not great. Save 4.26 million. Do it.
Him.
Why not? You need the money. Marquise Haynes, you could save 3 million. Do you know who Marquise Haynes is? Exactly.
Never heard of him.
And then a big one, they could save 13.1 by cutting Shaq Thompson.
Shaq was pretty good though.
He was good, but 13.1 when you don't have a lot of money to spend.
Yeah, I guess so. Who are their other linebackers that they have? Luvu
Frankie
was a
Louvu was
Jet.
pretty good this year, actually.
Yeah, Damian Wilson, is he
He gone.
actual?
He
Okay.
gone.
Who else they got?
That
Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith, I believe, out of Penn State, was supposed to be good. He still could be good, but
They have Chandler Wooten.
Chandler Wooten, yeah. Corey Littleton is a free agent. You could always bring him back.
Okay.
They need linebacker help. Go
Yeah,
get Tremaine
big time.
Edmonds.
Yeah, but how much is Tremaine going to cost?
I think he's going to get like 15.
Okay, so get Tremaine or keep Shaq Thompson when you have
Tremaine.
other holes.
That's a good argument. I don't know. It is tough.
Yeah, because Shaq Thompson gets it done.
Yeah.
And he's going to be cheaper than Tremaine, and you can put the few million right there into something that you need. And they need a lot.
They do. I'd say that their top needs, I mean, you could also go like a Devin Bush route too, or just a cheaper linebacker, or even like
I guess so.
Like a TJ Edwards. Yeah, linebacker definitely needs some more edge help. You got Brian Burns there.
Yep.
Who should they draft?
End of story. I think that they are a perfect landing spot for Anthony Richardson because that coaching staff is very good. They put together a fantastic coaching staff. Yeah. And like we said, he needs to be in kind of a perfect scenario to succeed.
Yeah.
And I think the Panthers have a good roster. They have some pretty good receivers. You could always get like a solid number 2, but like between Terrace Marshall and Shi Smith, obviously DJ Moore, I think there's somebody, Laviska Shenault. They just went traded for
like a good wide receiver in the second round, right?
Oh yeah, this draft there's not a lot of high end talent for receivers. I mean, there's not a lot of high end talent for any position really. But there is some pretty good depth for day 2. So you could get a starting caliber receiver in day 2.
Yeah.
100%, especially at their spot.
Tell you what, the Panthers are choosing 1 pick after the Falcons. If the Falcons don't get Lamar, someone's got to trade up to number 3 with the
Cardinals at 3.
The Cardinals have to.
I mean, I could see them going up to 1, really.
That's a lot to give up to 1.
It's going to be a lot, but I mean, like we said, the division's wide open. If you think you could get a guy that can have you compete now, then who cares if you give up next year's first, another 2 and whatever, maybe a player. So there are a couple guys that I think that they should bring back if they can. We talked about it a little bit. I think if you could get Sam Darnold for a cheap deal, you bring him back. You could also bring back Corey Littleton. We spoke about that. Deontay Foreman, another one. I don't think he's going to cost a lot, like at all.
No, and he's like decent, honestly.
Yeah, and he's worked. So
yeah,
why not? Another guy, Cam Irving, who's been pretty solid at tackle for a while. So, another guy probably not going to cost too much. Bring him back. Last one, Bradley Bozeman. They just need help all around their O-line, and Bozeman was solid for them. So, yeah. You could also bring back like Matt Ioannidis. They traded for him.
They have like a weird roster on offense.
Yeah, they do.
DJ Moore, and then they got like Shenault and Terrace Marshall
and Shi Smith too. They're all like good. I don't think any of them is in number 2 though.
I know.
I think they're all like very good number 3s. Yeah.
So then they have Tommy Tremble. Ooh,
scary. Ian Thomas, a tight end as well.
Yeah,
not really a difference maker there.
Yeah, no, not at all.
Yeah, but like defensively, they have like studs.
Yeah,
Derek Brown is a stud. Obviously, Brian Burns stud.
JC Horn.
JC Horn stud. Their corners are very good. They're in a good
Dante
spot
Jackson
corner.
Too. Yeah.
JC Horn, Dante Jackson. They have CJ Henderson, who they traded for. Jeremy Chin.
Yeah, Chin.
It's like
CJ
didn't
Henderson
score a lot last year. I feel like it's more the offense.
Yeah,
no passing game. That's why
the defense at one point was like the number 1 pass defense in the league. I'm pretty sure.
It's a good defense, honestly. Looking at it,
yeah,
they need help on offense, a lot.
The Panthers' run game was good too.
Yeah, you know
was
what they
that
should have
one
done?
game?
Maybe kept the
Yeah,
run.
they had
there.
like both running backs had like over 150 yards.
Yeah, it was something like that. They had like 250 total or
And
something.
then whoever
or
was
300
the
total.
QB that day also had rushing yards.
But yeah, that was wild.
That was
Had-
against like a good team too.
But yeah, you need some help on defense, probably in the linebacker spot. Regardless of if you keep Shaq Thompson, Frankie Louvu is very good, but it's mostly the offense. It is
Tight end. Who even is their tight end?
Ian Thomas and Tommy Tremble.
Crazy.
So you could go out and, I don't think you really have enough to spend a luxury amount of money on Dalton Schultz, but there's other cheaper options that
Honestly, they are close now looking at it. Like I'm just looking at Deontay Foreman stats. Like he had a very decent season. 118 yards the next game, 118 yards, and 23, then 130, then 24, then 113, 74, 9 yards against the Steelers. Maybe got hurt. Don't know. And 165 against the Lions. Like him and Hubbard as 1 and 2 is a very good room.
it is. You could definitely upgrade from him.
You
Maybe
could, but do
in
you
the
really
draft,
need to?
but if you could bring
I'd
him
roll
back
with
for
him.
like $3 million, maybe even
Yeah.
like 4, why not? You saw what he could do.
100%.
Obviously, he's not the lead back, but you got Chuba Hubbard there, like you just said. It's a good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
And that was the least of their worries was the
Yeah.
running game.
That team right there, I can see getting a quarterback and then making room for D Hop.
Could happen.
That
I
would.
don't think they're gonna get D Hop.
I
don't
think that's
so
just going to be
either.
too expensive.
But I mean, you get somebody like you were saying before, like Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, Sterling Shepard or something.
You get like
Yeah.
just anybody
Yeah.
as like a 2. Because DJ Moore is really that good. I think this last year.
Yeah.
He was just going through different quarterbacks like every week, and none of them were good.
Yeah.
So bad. I was convinced that Baker was still good and that it was going to be his best year.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to put up like 1,500
I thought the
yards.
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was a real. I think we all kind of believed in Baker.
yeah. I thought Baker.
Yeah.
I had like Baker Mayfield throwing like 4,000 yards and like 30 touchdowns. That
Yeah, I was
my
like,
hot
dude,
take.
The Browns, it's all their fault.
Yeah,
Nah, Baker was that bad
But then he
Baker
went
was
to the
that bad.
Rams and he was like amazing.
for like 2 games.
Yeah,
He was still pretty bad.
that was just like a
Yeah.
Even his first game, like when he had
wonder.
that game-winning drive, like it wasn't a great game. He just had one
Yeah.
really amazing drive. Cool
That drive
story
was-
too, but
that was against the Raiders too.
Is that when he headbutted his teammate without a helmet? Or that happened a few times last year.
that happened a few times. I'm not sure. I think it
Alright.
was when he was on the Panthers still. The first time it happened when he was back up on the Panthers.
I know he did it on the Rams as well. So
Yeah,
I think he did.
He did it multiple times.
he's a freaking nut. I love that guy.
I
Wish
do
the
like
Jets got him.
his career would have been ruined just faster.
No, Broadway Baker just made sense.
Oh yeah,
Just feels right.
yeah. Well, he's a guy that like I wish he was good.
Yeah.
Now here's a guy.
Now here's a guy. Who's the guy that he's with all the time?
Oh, no, it's not Jim. That's Romo who's with Jim.
Yeah, Jim Nance. Phil? I don't know.
Maybe.
But yeah. No, here's
Dummy.
a guy. That's funny. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up the Panthers.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Next, these next two are gonna be fun.
We're
Saints
doing the
next.
Bucks or the Saints.
We're gonna do the
I-
Saints right now. Because the
I think
Bucks
Bucks are the best.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know because once you take, we'll talk about it. Let's go Saints.
really, man? You gotta throw the it in there.
But there's not a it, it's a beep. So 3 beeps back to back. 4.
Oh my God, the Saints negative 33 million.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are negative 33 million cap.
And
There
Rooks
is-
are 9.2. So technically negative almost 40.
Yeah, they don't have many moves to make. So
Majority.
on this website, you'd lose money for trading Michael Thomas or cutting Michael
Yeah,
Thomas.
I saw that.
But like how? I feel like there's got to be a way that you could structure a deal to cut him or to trade him that you make money. But I don't know. This is what they get for restructuring, which they're going to have to do again this year. But
Yeah.
they're in a very bad spot. But they're
they've
still going to
been
be
in
good
this
enough.
spot forever.
Yeah, whoever their GM is kind of a wizard with how he does this.
Yeah.
But Yeah. So the restructures that they already restructured Tyrann Mathieu.
Yeah,
they
I was
saved
just
a
looking
little
at
bit.
that.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Hold on, Tyrann.
It's very weird. It's like he's getting 1.1 next year, and then 2024 is getting 7 million.
Yeah. So what they do pretty much is they kind of add years to the contract. Not that he's going to be playing, but like, let's say his contract ends in 2025, 2026 and 2027, you'd be paying like 2.6 or whatever. So you
So I'm
spread it.
looking. It's 1.2 on in 2025, and then 2026 is 1.3.
Yeah. So they just kind of even it out like that. But then you do it 17 times, it's going to stack up. You're paying all these guys that are restructure.
What's their dead money? I gotta see.
It's got to be so
It's
much.
not bad at all. Are you kidding? Malcolm
How?
Jenkins almost 4 million, and then number 2 is Nick Vanette with 500,000.
I don't know how they do it.
This
Man.
guy's a genius.
I don't know how they do it.
He knows something that we don't know.
Yeah, that the cap or the salary cap is fake.
It really
It
is.
is a suggestion. There are ways around everything. Like they're gonna probably be signing a good quarterback or an expensive one. I'm not gonna say good, but like Derek Carr, they're in Jimmy G.
What's Winston get paid?
12
million. What the 12.8 million?
Yeah, he's a guy that you save 4.4 by cutting him. And yeah, that experiment did not go well.
The Taysom Hill contract was also
if you cut him, you lose money. Like
Jameis Winston.
What are they? No, Taysom Hill. What are they doing?
That contract was disgusting.
Yeah, that was terrible.
2026 too. Oh my!
He's getting 10 million next year and the year after.
Yeah, it's bad.
And he's getting 9.9 this year.
This team's rough. Sorry to whoever is a fan of the Saints, but Jesus.
And it's weird. Gone. Like after Breeze, everything went downhill.
Yeah, and now Peyton gone.
Yeah, it is true.
Yeah,
but it's weird because if you look at their roster, like for last year, like I don't understand how they were bad. Like there were good guys everywhere. They have like
they made upgrades too.
Yeah, I just don't really get it.
They drafted Olave and
it's very weird. But
yeah,
there's some guys that I think they could cut. Obviously, we just talked about Jameis Winston, save 4.4. Traquan Smith, he's just a replaceable guy. You could draft someone like the 5th round and would have the same production that Traquan Smith does. Also, Rashid Shaheed, whatever. He looked pretty good at times last year.
Ian Book is terrible.
Ian Book was absolutely just really bad at football. But Zach Bond saved like over $1 million. James Hurst, you could save 4.7. Adam Troutman, he hasn't done much, 2.7 mil.
So they can do a lot of stuff.
They can. And the restructures, which I think they literally need to do,
Marshawn Pete. Yeah.
Marshall Lattimore, Andrews Pete, Alvin Kamara, Taysom Hill, DeMario Davis. I feel like you just need
Taysom Hill's contract's just mind blowing that even happened.
Yeah. And he has like the incentives in there that if he like became the quarterback, he would have got quarterback money.
Also, I feel like they didn't use him last year.
There were some games where I remember I was at the game. It was against the Seahawks. He had like almost 200 total yards and like 3 or 4 total touchdowns. And then the next week he has like no stats. He has
like 2 catches.
Yeah. So like you're paying that much money for a guy that has like a couple breakout games a year. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Wait,
who was
never worth it last year? Because the play calling was just terrible last year for them.
Yeah, I mean,
like they didn't use Kamara properly. Like they didn't use like Hill. Like I don't know. The offense is very weird.
It was, and it was also weird that Jameis Winston got hurt and then comes back and his job is gone.
Yeah,
he never really got a fair shot to be with the Saints.
I like him too.
Yeah, no, I think Jameis could be good, and I think he could have been a lot better than. I think he could have been better than what Andy Dalton was. Andy Dalton was like not good. There were some games where he looked good, but I mean, it's Andy Dalton. What are you doing?
So their needs are edge, defensive line.
Yeah,
you being a receiver.
You could re-sign David Onyemata and Marcus Davenport. I mean, I don't know if you can. You want to, but
true.
Yeah. So top need, get your quarterback. If you want to roll with Jameis, I'd say like you go for the top guys, like you go for Derek Carr. I don't think they're in on Rodgers, but go ahead. If you want to try to get Lamar, go ahead. Not going to happen. If
They
you
can't
miss
afford
out on
Lamar.
those, but they can though. I don't know how, but they can.
It's
So
gross.
to me, if you miss out on those guys, like if it comes down to like Jimmy G for like 10 million more, I'd rather just roll with Jameis, honestly.
Yeah, agreed.
I
James is
think
like
Derek
decent.
Carr is like a favorite to go to the Saints.
I think it makes a lot of
Yeah.
sense. Money wise, I don't know how it makes sense. It doesn't.
I know.
But if they could find a way to do it, I would say that that's kind of a perfect matchup, really.
Yeah.
You could use another
random question.
Yeah.
Like, did the people on the Jets get like tax New York money or New Jersey money?
New York.
Really?
Oh no.
No, it has to be New Jersey because that's
Well,
all,
it's
all their
probably, like,
headquarters
similar
are.
taxing, right?
Yeah, it's got to be pretty similar. No,
I just thought of that
everything's New Jersey.
because that's like a thing people
Yeah,
too.
I
It's
guess so.
like wait, was that Poyer that said that? He was like, "Oh, I don't want to like sign somewhere that like half my money gets taxed."
Yeah.
Like that comes
Yeah.
into like people don't think of that when it comes to like signing with teams.
They all do though.
Yeah, but I'm saying
All
like
these players do.
no, I'm saying like the players do, but I'm saying like the fans like
I know.
like they don't like think of that when it comes into like
That's why it
consideration.
sucks here. That's why New York just
Like Tyreek Hill, that was a big factor of like why he didn't go to the Jets.
100%.
I think that probably was because I don't see how the Jets were giving up more.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they were giving a first rounder, right?
Yeah, from what I saw at least. And then, I mean, they were probably going to give him that money.
100%. That was even more, I think.
Yeah, that was
said Florida.
the deciding factor.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I think they could really use another receiver, especially if you're moving on from Michael Thomas, which you should. The guy just doesn't play. You know what? I'm done asking how. Just do it.
Honestly, I'm just looking at this. Just if you cut him, you screw everything up. But just cut him so you don't have to deal with it anymore.
I mean, if it comes down to it, like if I'm losing $8 million to cut him, I'm probably not going to do that. Just because, like, either way, I'm going to be, or no, you cut him, you lose 12 mil.
I agree, but how many years are you going to do this crap?
I mean, you're going to probably have to move on next year, but I would rather at least the chance that he's going to play.
Contract.
Yeah. But if you're not making money by cutting him, I just don't see like a positive to it. I'd rather at least
for years.
Either way, the money is gonna like go against you, so you might as well like try with the player. I mean, if you want to bite the bullet now, you can, because he's making a lot of money. But I mean,
really no point.
They need a receiver. I mean, there's a chance that he plays, and if he plays, he's an offensive player of the year talent.
He is good, very good. It's just his body is not.
Yeah, it is so absurd, like how injury prone he is.
Yeah, it's gross.
And that could be like maybe a career ending, like the way that it's been. He might just never be able to like fully recover. Like we saw Julio the past couple of years with his hamstring, the same exact injury, and just keeps getting injured, and then he falls off a cliff. Michael Thomas is young, but I mean, it's a very real possibility.
True.
Michael Thomas is 30, actually. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because he like is injured every year, so you like forget how old he actually is.
That's insane.
Yep.
Ideally, you move on from him. Yeah, it's a lot of money that you're losing, but who knows? You know what's great though? I don't have to make that decision, and neither do both of you.
I tell you what, I would love to make that decision.
Yeah, no,
I guess GM, but yeah, you know, I get what
one day. You know, if you move off Adam Troutman, you could try to get another tight end. That's another thing. Like, you could probably upgrade, but like, is it going to cost more? How much are you really willing to spend on a tight end? So I don't know. They have a good roster. Definitely. They could win that division. Definitely. Need a quarterback or stick with Jameis.
That whole division literally needs quarterbacks.
Yeah. And who knows what's going to happen with Alvin Kamara, because he could be done, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that was crazy. You saw like the video?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And then he was like talking after, he's like I connected with his jaw so clean or something.
Yeah.
Come on. You know, I love that guy. He is you know, it's a Vol. Gotta love him.
What even like escalated that though?
I honestly don't know.
I'm gonna say
whatever it is. that concludes the Saints and their cap hell. Now, getting into some more cap hell, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So yeah, on this website, it currently has them at negative 58 million, but that's with Brady's cap figure being 35 mil. So I'm assuming that goes to zero.
I has to, I think.
Right? We're going to go based off that.
And brings them to 23.
Yeah. Not a great spot still.
My big thing with this team is you have Chris Godwin, Mike Evans, and Russell Gage. Russell Gage is making too much money because there's no one to throw to him. Do you trade Evans or Godwin?
There are definitely some rumors about that.
They're gonna want to be traded
at this point, maybe.
But Mike Evans is like one of those guys where he's been your franchise for a long time. It's really tough to move off from a guy like that.
Yeah.
But where was Godwin?
1,000 yards every year.
Yeah, I mean, Godwin's been with the Bucks for his whole career too.
Oh yeah.
But Mike Evans has been like face of the franchise for like 7 years.
Yeah, like Buccaneers, you think, and then
his contract is over next year, though. So
yeah, I mean, you could extend him. I probably wouldn't, just because he is getting old.
Yeah,
but you do save money from getting rid of him. It's just a matter of like how desperate are we for cap space?
Yeah, because
that's a move that they could definitely make. Move that they already did make, cutting fat Leonard Fournette. They saved 3.4 mil in doing so. That one, I think we kind of knew that was coming. He had a very disappointing year, and then Rashad White looked better than him. Yeah. Other than that, I think it's not done yet, but Donovan Smith, you could save 9.9 mil. That's I think they said they want to move Tristan Wirfs to left tackle, actually, which is, if he's as good as he is the right tackle at left tackle, you're set for a very long time there.
Yes. Well, Donovan Smith, he's inconsistent and he's like hurt. So
yeah, exactly. So for saving $9.9 million, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
They also just moved off today from Cameron Brate.
Oh, they did.
They did.
Wow. Good.
This was another one that I was going to talk about already, because I mean, you could save $2 million, and the rookie looked better than him already, Kate Otten. Yeah, but they did it today. So
okay, gotcha. They already got rid of Julio, correct?
No, Julio's still there.
Yeah, well, that's someone who they have to get rid of.
Oh, yeah, you get rid of Julio.
Have to.
Do they save any money from doing so?
I thought it said 3.5 somewhere.
That's how he's making 3.4, but if you release him, you don't save anything.
Well, I round up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you could always move on from him. He just didn't do much.
He's done. He's got to he's 34. Holy crap.
Yeah, and he's just not good anymore.
No. Vita Vea is getting a lot of money too.
Vita Vea is a stud.
But he's
Yeah. There's a couple things that you could do. I mean, you could extend Devin White.
Russell Gage, where you cut or you just cut at this point.
I mean, you save $2 million, and I mean, he's making a lot of money.
Yes.
For what he is.
Good contract.
Yeah. I mean, he's definitely good, but
no, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Russell Gage is not bad at all.
No, I don't like him. He can go back to Atlanta.
Yeah, Levante David is going to be a free agent. So he's another guy, like, ideally you re-sign him or tag
he's older,
him,
though.
But he is old. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, for the right price, I would keep him.
Yeah, and he's another one that's like, it's tough to move off from a guy like that, because he's been with there literally forever. So
they have like a lot of good like young people on defense though.
Yeah. Vita Vea is actually 28. Jesus. Did not know that.
Yeah, he's a stud though.
But the thing is, that team got crappy last year. They barely made the playoffs, and now Brady's gone.
Yeah.
But what are they gonna do?
The big question there
did take a big downfall from like the year before.
But they're also losing Jamel Dean, because he's just going to be too expensive. They're not going to be able to re-sign him.
Yeah, no.
Mike Edwards, also a free agent. Sean Murphy Bunting, he's not going to be as expensive, so you might be able to bring him back. But he was also just like not good last year. Do you remember his injury? That was disgusting. When he hit his arm out, and then I think it was Antoine Winfield that hit it, and it just like bent the other way.
Yeah,
disgusting.
Gross. That was last year or 2 years ago?
2 years ago, I think. Yeah, that's kind of it. You talked about maybe trading Mike Evans. You could restructure. Yeah, you would save 2.3 by trading Mike Evans.
So it's not really worth it at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about if you trade Godwin?
you lose money?
Oh, would you?
Yeah,
Oh.
because they just signed the. I'm pretty sure last season he signed like a little deal.
Honestly, restructure. He's 27.
You could restructure. I
Gonna
mean,
be there for a while.
Exactly. You could restructure him. You could restructure Vita Vea. Carlton Davis, he's your CB1. He's looked pretty good at times. He's not like I don't think he really is a number one.
Yeah.
But he's a guy that's going to be there for a while.
They can get out of this cap hell that they're in real fast.
Yeah, there's definitely moves for them to make.
They just need a quarterback.
Yeah, that's the main thing. If they really think that Kyle Trask is that guy, that's great for them.
They think that.
Never know. He sat behind Brady.
He said, and they spent a second round pick on him. It was, I believe, the last pick for the second round. But Kyle Trask was pretty good at Florida. So
yeah,
he's gonna do nothing.
Probably not. This is a nice spot for, Jimmy G makes a lot of sense here.
Yeah,
he does.
I think that's who they should go for.
Yeah.
But got to make the money work.
Sure.
But yeah, if you cut Gage, probably bring in another cheap wide receiver because Scotty Miller should never be your wide receiver 3.
No.
Or 4. Or on your team.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or on your roster. Done.
Yeah. Another cheap running back. I'd say Rashad White is.
I don't think he's
your guy.
Good. Yeah.
So I mean, if you just want to bring in like my example would be a Deontay Foreman, just like a cheap, something who could, has power. Leonard Fournette was perfect for that role, but too much money and he was just fat. So
he fell off.
That's true.
Yeah, from last we were looking at his stats recently. Actually, he had like almost as many receiving yards as he did rushing yards, which is weird because he was not supposed to be like this receiving guy.
You know who would be a really good sign over there? Samaje Perine.
Oh,
Perine. There you go. Yeah. He did very well when Mixon was hurt. That'd be a great
destroyed the Chiefs the first time they played.
Yeah.
He's not going to ask for a lot of money.
He was always good, though.
Yeah, he's just stuck behind Joe Mixon. He was insane. He's that one game in college.
Like he's a truck.
Yeah, no, he's like a short, stocky, like I'm gonna look up his beard is disgusting. I hate that thing so much. It's unbelievable.
Unless they're gonna keep him because there's talk of Joe Mixon leaving.
Hey, you're spoiling future episodes, man.
That's true, but it is
that is a big possibility of them moving.
Imagine Mixon to the Bills.
No,
just saying.
Absolutely
not.
Lose. Absolutely not. I hate Joe Mixon.
He'll punch somebody in the face again.
Yeah. Yeah, and in college, there's one game where Samaje Perine had 427 yards.
Wow.
Which is very funny because the week before, Melvin Gordon set the record for all of football with 408.
And then he broke
it. And then literally the week after, he got 427.
Jeez.
Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So yeah. Other than that, if you're gonna move Tristan Wirfs over to left tackle, you're gonna need a right tackle. Cheap guy, maybe your boy George Fant.
True.
Not great,
Stud.
But yeah.
But serviceable.
Serviceable. You don't have enough money to go get like a stud right tackle right now.
Yeah.
If you can find a way, sure, go ahead, do it. I just don't see it.
I hear you.
And then they could definitely use corners. Obviously, they're losing Sean Murphy-Bunting and Jamel Dean. I like Zion McCollum. I don't know if you're like ready to put him as your number 2 right now with Carlton Davis as your 1, but I like Zion McCollum a lot. Need another safety, losing Mike Edwards. Could always get some edge help outside of like Shaquille Barrett. I forgot existed, but he's still good. Joe Tryon Shoyinka.
Shoyinka, that's his name?
Yeah, Tryon Shoyinka.
Oh, Jesus.
It was just Joe Tryon coming out of college, and then he just decided to add Shoyinka at the end.
Shoyinka makes sense.
Lord knows why he did that. Yeah, well.
Lord knows why a lot of people change their name.
Chosen Anderson.
Oh, my God.
Chad Ochocinco is one of the coolest name changes ever, though.
Yeah.
Dude, Chosen? Dude, that guy is trash.
What is he chosen for? To get released? He's terrible.
Yeah, I agree. But they're really not in a bad boat. They just need to find a quarterback.
Yeah, I'd say that they're they're definitely not in the best boat in that division.
Actually, yeah, no, because I
they
take
don't
that
really have
back.
a future right now.
Because they had Brady and they still were terrible. So yeah, I don't know. I think just get a new coach. Get a new coach, and a lot of problems will be solved real fast.
Yeah. Now,
So.
here's a good question. We just said it about the other division. Who do you think wins this division, and where do you think everybody else falls?
I think there's like so much to go into it. It's like
Yeah,
At
there are
this point,
so many
yeah.
question marks.
I need
right
to
now.
see like who goes where, like because
Yeah.
right now we don't even know who any of the quarterbacks are.
Yeah, Derek Carr, Lamar Jackson, like
Yeah.
that. It could change everything up.
If I had to pick right now, I'd probably just pick the Bucs based off like their
You
roster.
can't because Brady's not there. I wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, I think I would probably go maybe the Panthers.
I was going to say Panthers
No
or
way.
Falcons.
Falcons,
no.
like, just
Panthers or Saints.
it's also
Plus,
this is
Jameis
just
is
hard
probably
to
gonna go
say
back there
because
minimum.
we don't know anything.
Yeah, no, there's way
Like,
too many question marks to actually give. Like,
I can't even answer
a-
that. I'm just gonna say the
know.
Bucs, but
it's completely up in the air.
And
Literally,
you could be right with the Bucks. Who knows?
Yeah, literally, it could go either way at this point. There's just way too many things that need to happen for them.
Yep. Terrible division though.
Yeah, no, it is right now the worst division in football by like a decent amount.
And years ago, it was one of the best.
Yeah. The second worst division is what we just talked about, the AFC South. So
True.
All right, so that concludes this episode of going over the NFC South. I'm not sure what division we're going to do next, but we're going to go over every division. Then we're going to go into like a free agency video.
Mhm.
The combine is currently happening as we're recording this.
And when does free agency start?
Free agency starts March 15th, I believe.
Oh wow, it's like close.
It is close, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go over combine, free agency, the rest of the divisions.
Yeah.
Got some hopefully a game night in there. You know, we as of this, I think both videos should be posted. Me and Rocco in Tennessee. We had a good time. I'll leave it at that. And a little sneak peek. That's not water he's drinking.
What do you mean?
Go watch the video. Funny.
Good stuff.
But yeah, that's it. Hope you all enjoyed. Till next time.
see ya.